So before we go too far, let's talk about what not to do, yes? Because even great teams can fall into traps when working with AI in healthcare. And Roman, my question is for you. What are the biggest mistakes you've seen in your practice?
Yeah, there is a seven points here in the list. I would focus on a couple of them. So what what's the most common? What's the most common? So as far as AI is quite a new technology, like a lot of people and a lot of teams who are starting to building new product, and for example, they don't have experience in AI, and or they have some experience in AI, but they don't have experience in healthcare, or vice versa, they have experience in healthcare, but they don't have experience in AI. So probably the most common error, like it's using a general purpose infra. So any healthcare product, it's first of all about trust, and about trust between your users and your product, or like nevertheless it is like B2B or B2C. If your client is a doctors or clinics, or it is like you're working directly with the people, people should trust you. And actually when you build a product, it should be secure by default. So it's very important that from the very beginning, when you build the product, you think about compliance with HIPAA, GDPR. You understand really what these standards means. You really implement it in your architecture. So it's not just like you put it into a paper and say that, okay, yeah, we are compliant, but in fact, like you're not. So it's establishing the trust is the most important, because this is an industry where the price of mistake is very high. Yeah, so I would say it's the most difficult and complex things. If talking about other things, so yeah, poor data quality. We already spoke about this. Actually, you should understand what data do you have in the beginning. If you have a wrong data, start with the data, start preparing the data, start gathering in the proper way, like set up your ETL processes, your ML ops. So start with labeling, normalizations this data, because without data it's impossible to build a right model and correct model. Also, we take the security. It's also related to the trust. Yeah, so healthcare is very sensitive, sensitive market, and on this market, you should always think about being as much secure as possible. So no one wants their personal data will be exposed by some hackers and so on. So going back, like monitoring, so live monitoring as well. So usually teams are forgot about monitoring, or just like postpone it, because like when especially young companies or startups starts building their product, they have a long to-do list with features, what they want to build, and like believe me, monitoring is not in the first place here. So they want to release faster, they want to implement more features, they want to get more clients. That's the nature.
Failed fast.
That's totally fine. Yeah, that's totally fine, because like they need to grow. They need to, and to grow they need more clients. The more clients will give them more investment and so on. But being so infrastructure in general, and monitoring is a part of infrastructure. It's a ground. It's a fundament. It's a baseline. Yeah. So if you have a strong infrastructure, it's well established. It's like it will be a good basement for the company growth. And with the monitoring, you could avoid using it when you don't have client. But as far as you have like a first client in production, you will need monitoring, because especially if you're working in a B2B, you have a first client. you should always know about that something goes wrong earlier than your client will complain. Yeah, so that's why you need like a monitoring, and monitoring not only about infrastructure, but also about some changes in data, monitoring about security incidents, monitoring about yes, availability and stability of your system in general. So yeah, it's I would say it's one of the mistakes that probably not very important in the beginning, but as far as you got some clients, you should establish this.
Yeah, so important. Thank you. I especially liked your point about explainability. Yes, AI can't just be smart, it should be trusted and usable.